Hi everyone, welcome to Between Two Mammoths. Michael Elliott, President of Amherst College here. I'm thrilled to be sitting here today in the middle of a construction site with John Cook, Senior Capital Projects Manager for the college, and we are surrounded by the new Student Center and Dining Commons. We're outside on one of the gorgeous patios in progress. John, thanks so much for taking some time out of your incredibly busy schedule to be with us on Between Two Mammoths.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Why don't we actually go back to the beginning of this process? This building has been many years in the works. It's the kind of fruition of a vision that started several years ago and we're finally seeing realized. But go back to those early stages. As we were working as a community and we started bringing aboard the architects, Herzog de Meuron, what were some of the first principles that have guided the design and construction of this building throughout?
Really, it's about building communities. So, when you walk through and use the spaces, it's really about bringing people together, students together, the community together to have fun and relax. And one of the key principles also was well-being, and you can see that in the thoughtfulness of the design throughout the spaces in the building.
One of the things I love about the building is it's designed almost to be a kind of new crossroads for the campus. And the fact that you can come in from several different levels and then converge on the dining hall, I think is a really nice feature.
Yeah, and that stairwell that brings you from the quad level down through the building to the greenway was a really important feature of the building. Kind of gives a nod back to the existing Merrill building.
Speaking of the Merrill building, a building that I certainly remember well, the Merrill Science Center.
Right.
One of the unique architectural features is that this building is actually constructed on the foundations of that building. Why was it so important to save those foundations?
There's a lot of carbon in the process of making concrete, and if we had removed the foundation from Merrill, we would have had to replace it with new concrete. So from a sustainability standpoint, that was really important for the project and for us to continue to meet our sustainability goals.
Well, I personally love the kind of poetry and allegory of having the exposed concrete from an old building be so visible in this brand new facility. Here
Right.
in Amherst, we build new buildings but on old foundations, and we're always evolving and changing.
Yeah, and that's really a great architectural moment on the second floor at the dining level where the existing columns of the Merrill building meet the new timber.
Yeah.
And it really reinforces a long tradition at Amherst of the past supporting the future.
You get to be on site every day. How many people at this point in the construction phase are here kind of working on the building day in and day out?
Well, right now we have roughly 160 craftspeople working on the building, and there's countless more off-site fabricating materials and things like cabinetry and equipment that'll be delivered to the site to be installed.
Somebody who gets to walk through the building all the time, I'm guessing that you've developed a kind of relationship to many of these spaces. Do you have a favorite window or a favorite place to look out on from the building?
I do. I think the views from the south side, sort of at my back right now, of the Holyoke Mountains are just beautiful. And you can see that, as you mentioned, on the dining level. But as you go up through the building, I would say the Den Lounge, the student lounge, has a really great view out of that south window. And if I was in school, there was a snowstorm in the wintertime, and it was evening, I think I would sit next to the fireplace in that Den Lounge and look out that window to the mountains.
Even though you're not in school, I suspect we'll be happy to have you come back and you can sit and watch the students study and enjoy the fire and the view.
Thank you.
And we're opening
next summer, sort of a soft opening. There's a lot of commissioning and training that needs to go on, particularly with the dining component. It's only about 9 or 10 months away.
9 or 10 months. So the other message to anybody watching out there, not on campus, if you want to get in a last meal in Valentine, you've got about 9 or 10 months to do so.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you, John. Thank you so much for being with us, and thank you for all the work that you're doing to bring this building to life.
You're welcome. Thank you.